Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's been a few days. Hopefully you've enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday. Hopefully you're probably still enjoying it with leftovers and all that. But if you didn't get the chance to catch the U.S. England game Friday afternoon, then gonna give you kind of my thoughts on it, give you a quick little recap, and let you know what I found encouraging and where I see possible issues with this U.S. squad. So first things first, if you didn't catch the game, it ended 0-0, 0-0, however you want to put it. And currently, the standings are England is still in first. They now have 4 points. Iran is in second, 3 points. US, 2 points. Wales, 1 point. So ultimately, what that means is with the draw today against England, it's winning in against Iran on Tuesday, 2 o'clock. US would qualify no matter what happens um, with Wales and England. So US has their fate in their hands. So it's all to them whether they qualify or not. So that's not a bad position to be in. Of course, they would love to be at the top of the group at this point or in second place right now. But hey, for all things considered, not a bad position. So looking at the game, um, I will say coming off the Wales game where the U.S. was really dominant in the first half, and then in the second half, not so much. It looked like they may have ran out of some gas, and then that's what led Wales kind of find the equalizer and get the draw there. Which a lot of people were kind of treating it like it was a loss. I was fine with it because first games in a World Cup group stage setting can go several ways. I mean, look at Argentina; they lost to Saudi Arabia. Um, Germany lost to Japan. So in the first game, a lot of weird things can happen. So I think for the U.S. to come out of that game with a draw was fine. Going against England, I was one of those before the tournament that thought the U.S. had enough talent to hang with England and possibly get a draw. And ultimately, that's what happened. And looking at the game, the U.S. looked like the better team for long stretches of the game, probably more of the game than England did. I did think, going into the game, one of the issues that U.S. might have had was on set pieces, corner kicks, because England has height in Harry Maguire, with Stones, Kane, guys like that. So I thought the key was going to be Ream and Zimmerman, the center backs. And I got to tell you, those two have been great so far in these two games. Ream especially. Ream has really impressed me. Like I said, Zimmerman as well. But those two handled it. They held their own. England had a few chances here and there, but for the most part, yeah, they didn't let any goals in. So you got to give them a plus for that. The U.S. midfield was probably their best um, part of the formation. Tyler Adams had a great game. Um, I thought Pulisic played well. He had maybe the best shot of the game, the one that he rang off the crossbar from just inside the box, off to the left. He, put it on his left foot, took a shot, and like I said, it got past Pickford, but it hit the crossbar. And it was encouraging to me because I feel like there's been times where Pulisic might have been in a situation like that and he wouldn't necessarily take that shot because I don't know, you know, high degree of difficulty or low percentage of it actually going in or something. I don't know, but I was encouraged to see Pulisic take that shot. Maybe if he hits it just a little bit softer, it can dip under the bar and go in. But I mean, it was a good shot at goal, and I liked it. McKinney was good in the midfield as well. Um, and as people are saying, he's still coming off of injury, so he's not even 100% yet. But he looked really good today. Musa had some um, runs in the midfield as well. The midfield was just good. Now, where I think we're seeing a deficiency with the U.S. I'll say is in the middle up front, and well, that's a backtrack. I'll get to that in a little bit here, but what I will say is this game showed coming off the Wales game that what Beerhalter is building here works. England is what number 4 or 5 in the world, and a lot of people thought England coming into this was gonna, you know, beat the U.S. 2-0, 3-0, and the U.S. hung with them, had them on their heels a few times. Now, because of that, I think you have to give Beerhalter a lot of credit. I've been one of those. I'm a Beerhalter fan. I like what he's done with this team, this program. He was basically, the guy that had to kind of move on from the last generation. You know, Dempsey, Bradley, that group, and then try to get this new generation together, developed to the point where they could compete on an international level. I believe that this game shows that this U.S. team, yeah, it may not, uh, you know, bring benefits on this World Cup because Iran's going to be tough. I said before this as well, if you go back to my prediction video, Iran is going to be fighting for that second spot. And ultimately, I have them finishing out with the third spot. But I did say that if the U.S. does qualify, I could see it being a goal differential thing. Now, at this point, for the U.S. to qualify, they're going to have to beat Iran, so they're just going to have more points than them. But Iran, you know, they got embarrassed by England, beat Wales. So Iran has showed itself well in this tournament as well. So if the U.S. can play like they did today, as well as the first half against Wales, I think they'll be fine against Iran. Now, Iran is going to test their back line in terms of playing out of the back from Matt Turner because Iran is one of those teams that likes to press, which we did see against England. England pressed at times and they were fine. A couple of situations where they made some dangerous decisions back there in terms of passing out of the back. They'll have to clean that up. But all in all, I was very pleased by the U.S. Performance against England. Now, like I said, I brought this up before, but now I want to clarify. Where Beerhalter is going to have to, I guess his first task is going to be getting somebody in the middle of the pitch up front that's a legitimate goal scorer, a legitimate target. That is the one thing that this U.S. team is missing, and I think that's what they're going to need to take it to the next level. Because for me, knowing that coming into this, like I said, today's game makes this trip a success to me. I just want the U.S. to come out of this looking like a squad that should be taken more seriously internationally. I'm not trying to say that they should be winning, favorite to win this World Cup or even the next one, which is on North American soil. I just think we need to see progression, and I'm seeing that now. Like I said, next step, middle of the pitch. Your Kane, Ronaldo, Holland types where they're there, middle up top. You get the ball to them. They're a threat to put in the back of the net. The U.S. is kind of missing that. Um, the guys that they and I mean Beerhalter understands that because Wales they went with a 4-3-3. They had Sargent in the middle. To be honest with you, I don't think Sargent did anything in that game. Now this game they went 4-4-2, taking the middleman completely out of the equation, and they got their opportunities, from midfielders in the attack, and that might be just how they got to go the rest of this tournament. I don't know. Would Beerhalter go back to a 4-3-3 against Iran and put maybe Morris up there, try him up there? I don't know, but that's definitely priority number one going into 2026 for that cycle. But right now, I'm confident against Iran, but if the U.S. doesn't bring their A game, like I said before, Iran is good enough to beat them. So um, encouraging, to see the U.S. hang with England and play well. And then I've been watching some of the commentary after the game, and a lot of English fans aren't happy about the result because to a lot of them, they feel like the U.S. looked like the better team. They're disappointed in how England didn't really show up. So I think that's a good thing for the U.S. You know, they're they're at that tier right now of teams in this World Cup that maybe this isn't the World Cup for them to make a run, but I think they're positioning themselves for 2026 to have some hype behind them as I think a lock to leave the group stage. Of course, it'll depend on what group they end up in and whether they qualify. Well, actually, they qualify. I'm assuming based off being the host nation. We'll have to see how that works. Do they let the U.S., Mexico, and Canada qualify automatically? I don't know, but um, yeah, those are my thoughts. Like I said, I think the U.S. is doing well. A lot of good performances from a lot of these players, but you could just tell that they're missing that. I believe would be the number 9 position as your goal scorer. Maybe they try Ferreira, Jesus Ferreira against Iran. I mean, he's a guy who can score in bunches. It's just that internationally, it doesn't seem like he shows up against better squads. So I don't know. Maybe Iran's a team he can score against. We'll have to see what Beerhalter decides. But uh, plus for U.S. effort performance against England, and plus for Beerhalter in terms of what he's doing with his team, and plus for what I could possibly see for the future with this team. So all in all, I'm happy with the performance against England. But you guys, let me know what you think. How do you feel about the U.S. team after the England game? That's going to be my question for you guys down in the comment section. Let me know down there. But before I get out of here, of course, gotta let you know, Sports Empire Network is where you can catch me. We're on Facebook, YouTube, also Tiki Live. So I'm on Sports Empire Network Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Big Three podcast. Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Pre-gaming pigskin, and then I may pop up some other time. So just go over there, subscribe, follow, depending on which website you go on, whether it's YouTube or Facebook. That way you notify when I'm on there. And then Friday nights, obviously we didn't do one this week because of Thanksgiving, but JJL Sports Talk Show, YouTube, Facebook. Check us out there live Fridays at 8 p.m. So that's when you can catch me. Let me see what else I need to tell you guys. So you guys on YouTube, if you haven't seen, I put out a YouTube short the other day. Gonna start doing those. Give you guys content in between episodes. Had a really fun time doing that one. Plan on doing more. Also TikTok. I've done a few TikToks since then, so go over there, check me out. If you go to TikTok, it's just TikTok at Chompin' Podcast. That's my TikTok channel. Make sure you follow me there and get content that way. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. If you did, you already know what you got to do. Like button, subscribe, follow, share, notification, leave a review, whatever you feel the need to do. Please do it. It'll help me out. But thanks again. Hopefully you enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday. Still enjoying it. Be safe. God bless. I'll catch you next episode. All right, guys. Have a good one.